Hey Gemini, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for December 20th, 2023. This is for Gemini. Last shuffle for Gemini. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Gemini, the two cards want to flip out, so I'm just going to take them. We have gratitude here, we have hidden motivations, and we have great achievement. I think that you may be grateful for all the things that you have accomplished today, but you may not be confident in that. You may be like, well, I achieved it for what? Why I did this or did that or accomplished this for what reason. A lot of you may have started a new life or gotten away from some chaotic situation for that to come out. You may be grateful that you may be grateful that you were stuck and hurt at this point. A lot of times if you're grateful for that kind of thing, because they're showing that you're glad that you got away from something and you started over. But if you are grateful for Eight of Swords and Three of Swords, that means that something or someone gave you no other choice, and you're grateful that you got hurt. You're happy because it seems like what you wanted was to get out of an oppressive situation, right? Hidden motivations is mostly an intention of like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm right about what I'm doing. I'm not really quite sure. I'm hiding it right now. You may not be broadcasting that I'm glad that this was the way it was. More so because you're not sure if it was the best, if something is for the best just yet. But great gratitude is Eight of Swords, Three of Swords twice, and the Nine of Cups. So that tells me that you may be grateful you got what you wanted. But what you wanted came out of some great sorrow. It came out of being stuck, stagnant in a situation. And it may have come from being highly oppressed and defeated and feeling beaten down, even bullied. So for some of you, gossiped about even. And I think that just the gossip alone may have giving you no other choice, just knowing that what people are saying about you. Sometimes if you're in a bad situation and people are talking about it and going, oh, poor Gemini, that's enough to wake you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, what kind of situation am I in that people are saying they're sorry for me? You know what I'm saying? And bless my heart and whatnot. And in some instances, that is the case for some of you. For others of you, you were just in a very oppressive situation. You may have felt put upon, oppressed, pushed around, bullied or something by somebody, where maybe someone was consistently disappointing you, but it was about them or something here. And now you're saying, I'm grateful because what I really wanted, I'm going to get on the other side of getting out of the situation. So there's a gratitude for that. But the great achievement is the Page of Pentacles and Tower, which tells me that you've learned that there are people that do work with you. There are people that would collaborate, want to build in this world. There's not this, the type of people that are always disappointing someone, always hurting someone, always walking away from someone or hurt. There's something here about this where it shocks you to learn that there are actually people out there that really do want to work things out and want to do, just be a team player versus someone else that you may have been dealing with that really leaves you no choice, that always leaves you in a confused place. So there's a great achievement of changing our lives up. Some of you may be shaking, on another level, some of you may be shaking your world up by now going to school on top of working, because the Page of Pentacles oftentimes is a multitasker, learning, usually a student, and that may be shocking. That may be something that's like, I can do this. I can go to college and work this job and be a parent. I can do all of this, right? A lot of you could do it even if you are in a situation where you're really, really disappointed. Some of you, if you're a student, there's an energy of you finding out what you want after taking classes that you realize you don't want to do. Like, if you may feel like, oh, I want to be more of an intellectual type. I want to do mathematics. I'm going to be an accountant. Then you take those classes, you realize there is no way in the world I'm going to be an accountant. I changed my mind. I'd rather be a banker, or I'd rather be something else. I'd rather be on another level of the same thing, or something quite different. With the Tower is quite different most of the time, for a lot of you. And you may feel like, maybe I'm grateful that I took those classes. That now I know that I don't want to be that. And Discovery is Eight of Cups and the King of Wands. And so there's a need to know what you're naturally good at right? That's with the King of Wands. That's like I'm a natural leader. So what am I naturally led to? To be that person that I know I am, which is a leader, which is either some of you a business owner, some of you a boss, a manager, a supervisor, a CEO or something to that magnitude. You're trying to figure that out. What is that, right? Eight of Cups is what does not serve me. I'm trying to figure out what to leave alone so that I know what to go towards. Now, loss is the Four of Cups and the Ace of Swords. It's no longer fun for a lot of you. Um, this is no longer a fun thing. It seems like you're not you. What you've lost is clarity. For some of you, you may like when I'm talking about the students. Perhaps some of you just knew all your life you wanted to be something, and then you realize when you do it that that's just not the jam. That's not it for me, and so you may be you are complacent because you know how like when we know what we're gonna do. I know for like certain households or certain cultures, like in the Indian culture, you are either a lawyer or a doctor or something very, very prestigious. And for a lot of us, you start very young and you already know that's what you're going to do. And then you start to do it and you're like, this is not it. I do not like being a doctor. I do not like being a lawyer or whatever the case is, right? And you're bored, but you're also complacent at this point. Now you're just existing. You may not enjoy it, but the money's good. And so there's some energy with this loss of saying, I can no longer just rest on my laurels now that I know the truth about myself. So there's a loss of comfortability to some degree, blended pleasure in that. There's a blended pleasure with being kind of bored with life, because there's nothing really expected of you. You just get up and do it. It's muscle memory. But now you may not be able to do that anymore, right? And for a lot of you, it's not just being a student and not just figuring out what you want to do. A lot of you are in that place because you were in I would say, toxic situation, maybe a toxic connection. And some of you may have realized that you realize what you really want out of life or out of a person based on what you experienced, which is what you don't want, what not to do. And so there's a lot of uncertainty about what to be grateful for, about what you've actually achieved. Because if we're basing a lot of what we've achieved or where we are in life, if we're basing it off of where we came from and it was bad, like we left something terrible and we're grateful that it was that bad because we'd still be there, then does that mean that you have a healthy outlook on life now? Because, you know what I mean? I'm not there at least, but still it could be better. So there's a questioning here, but they're asking you to really dig deep about the truth of you. What do you really enjoy? What do you really feel like you're powerful in, or that you're a natural in? And that is the key, is what they're showing. But they're also telling you that you ought to be. It's very good to be grateful even for the bad things. That gratitude is the mother of abundance, right? That is where abundance comes from. Gratitude, gratitude births abundance. So this is a very good energy to be in, just so you know. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So you could be a Taurus, Gemini cusp. We also have Leo, Virgo cusp, Aries, Taurus cusp, and we also have Sagittarius, Capricorn cusp, Scorpio, Sagittarius cusp. And if you're not dealing with those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.